Yo, what is going on, guys? Your boy Russ back again with some more Madden 17 Ultimate Team, and finally they released a new Doug Baldwin card. It was yesterday's season star, 96 overall, boosted to a 97 because I have the motivator Jack Doyle. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any chemistries on this guy, but you guys can see his stats pretty good. Now I'll go through the card and kind of talk about him as we go through the game. But this was a game that was pretty funny, man. This dude ended up sending me a couple friendly messages. You guys already know what that means. And this guy's offense was honestly a little bit ridiculous. Now, I say ridiculous meaning I bet this dude thought he was hot shit. I bet this dude thought that his offense was great. It was strong power and verticals. That's what it was. It was strong power and verticals. You guys will see the shit that he gets away with and the messages that he sends me during the game. Which is a little bit ridiculous. But you guys will see how this game turns out. But if I had to give you guys a little short, just talking about Doug Baldwin. Honestly, man, it's unfortunate that they keep releasing these cards that are carbon copies of each other. I really don't think Doug Baldwin's card and stats are anything new. I mean, they're all we've seen them before, man. I mean, it's not like they're giving these cards any special, not special treatment, but any like special traits or stats completely to their specific person they're based on. Like Doug Baldwin is a feisty motherfucker. Granted, he does have 68 run block, but they only gave him 60 strength. So it's like it balances out each other because 60 strength is not gonna be able to hold blocks, whereas 68 run block is pretty good. But I really don't think that Doug Baldwin is anything crazy compared to some of these other cards that they have in the game right now, and the cards that they're going to be releasing soon with all the golden tickets and crazy ultimate legend. I mean, they already released Randy Moss, so they're releasing these cards basically just to show some love to people that haven't gotten cards all year. And Doug Baldwin's last card, I believe, was a 92 overall. But unfortunately, I have to say that Doug Baldwin I don't think is anything special. And the reason I say that again is because they've released so many cards with similar stats. I really don't think this guy is worth grabbing unless you are a Seahawk fan. Of course, I'm a Seahawk fan. I might keep him. I don't know yet because, I mean, my coin count is really low, so I'm probably going to have to get rid of some people to be able to get some new cards. I'm pretty sure it's going to get to about that time where cards are going to be impossible for me to get unless people loan them to me for a game, meaning like the new golden tickets. I doubt you guys will want to see like any other gameplays other than like the new golden tickets or ultimate legends or anything like that, and it's gonna be hard for me to get those, but you know, I'll try my best to try to get my hands on some. But anyway, Andy Janovich, the glitch, does get into the end zone right there to tie the game up at 7. The first drive with this dude, he ended up driving down the field on me. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it, he dotted me down the field. Now after that, I realized he was running the same place over and over and over and over again. It was strong power and vert, that was it, and he basically just switched people around and audible their routes, but it was really nothing special. It was the same shit every time, and I had to adjust. I didn't think he would run the same stuff every time. At first, it seems like he was switching it up, but once he saw it worked a couple times, he would keep doing it, and right there, I mean, they don't want to give me the pick, and this dude gets bailed out by, I don't know. I guess a high point just saves you every time. I don't know. Ridiculous, man. But anyway, Doug Baldwin, he will catch everything. That's what I can say about him. He doesn't drop much. He is 5'10", so, I mean, he can't really chuck it up to him. I expect him to make crazy plays. But in this game, he does actually make a pretty crazy play on a deep ball. But you guys will see that in a little bit. But Doug Baldwin, I would say, you know, there's not a huge market for 5'10" slot receivers. Not everybody likes slot receivers. Granted, I really like them because I like small receivers, even though I do have Kelvin Benjamin and Randy Moss. I do use my slot receiver quite a bit. And right here, Jadeveon Clowney, I don't know, man. I'm just expecting that to get broken up. I'm not expecting a pick, but I guess, you know, he just makes that catch anyway, and this dude just keeps making Stevie Wonder reads. Ridiculous. Anyway, 7-7, 4th and 1. He does end up taking his field goal with 8 seconds left, and I end up trying to run, and of course, Andy Janovich fumbles. I don't know. Whatever, man. Luckily, we got it back, so he doesn't actually get a bailout field goal before half. So, luckily, we get the ball back. So, 10-7 going into half. Thomas Rawls trying to get some work in. But if I really had to, you know, go in depth on Doug Baldwin, you guys would find me saying a lot of the same things I've tried on other cards, but right here, this was the play that Doug Baldwin made a play. Let's go, man. He jumps over Sam Madison and ends up getting into the end zone. The dude fucked it up by trying to use it at the end, and then he wants to send me this nice message. EA really wants you to win when he has been making Stevie Wonder reads all day. But you know what? Whatever, man. If this dude wants to send me messages getting all pissed and salty, it seems like this dude does this with a lot of people. Just, I don't know, it seems like he just wants to talk and talk and talk, and then if he wins, he won't say shit and he'll trash talk, which is basically the vibe that I got off this dude with a couple of messages that he did end up sending me later. Won't show all of them, but Basically, it was just a bunch of garbage. So anyway, 4th and 7, he does end up getting that. I don't know how. I guess my yellow zone that I put out there did not play it very well, and what are you going to do? He ends up falling forward for a first. But Doug Baldwin, man, I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts. Whatever I think of him, I'm going to give it to you right now. So, Doug Baldwin, slot receiver. Obviously, he's going to be a slot receiver. Great on out routes, great on drag routes. Just throw it at me, man. Why the fuck not? I had to throw it real, I had to hit it real quick. But anyway, Doug Baldwin, great on slants, great on drags, great on out routes, all that type of stuff, C routes, all that type of stuff. He will be good in that category, going down the field, making crazy plays. Granted, he did make one this game, but that's just because I was throwing it up to him all the time, and I was just, I was focusing on him throughout this game. I really don't think he's going to be that guy that you're going to chuck it up to. If you're a Doug Baldwin fan, you're probably going to end up getting this card anyway. But he's really just a carbon copy of some of these other cards that we have in this game that really just isn't anything special. There's just a ton of cards with these exact stats or really close to these stats, and they really just don't seem to make players any different than each other. They seem to just keep changing stats, a couple points here, a couple points there, and all of a sudden it's new, which it really isn't. But you know what? That's the way Madden is. We all know that. They release cards that are pretty much the same all the time. There are a couple exceptions throughout the year that they release some cards that are different from each other and actually worth getting. But then those are the cards that everybody has for a long time, and you always see the same cards getting thrown out there. Like Derrick Henry is always out there. At least earlier in the year, he was always out there running the ball, and there was really nobody like him. And now there's more people getting crazy, truck and all that stuff. But Doug Baldwin, Tim Brown, all those types of guys, they'll pretty much play the same, is what I can say about him. But anyway, if I had to give Doug Baldwin a grade, I'm going to start giving grades on these cards, meaning like A to F. I would give Doug Baldwin a B- because he will do what you need him to do, but he's not anything special. You could probably pick up some guys for 50K or less that have similar stats that'll save you some coins rather than getting Doug Baldwin. That's what I can really say about this card. So now, this is heading towards the end of the game. You guys see he did not end up getting a 4th down. So we have the ball back, but I'm not going to just run the ball and be a bitch. Normally I would. Normally I try to get the win and get out of there. But right now we have the opportunity to try to get Doug Baldwin some more touches, some catches in traffic. He did not drop much at all. He's separated from really good corners. Right there, Sam Madison, he's separated from him pretty easily. End up getting a suction tackle that forced him out of bounds. But other than that, done very well. And then right there, he does end up getting off another corner. I think that was Sam Madison again, but a missed throw by Russell Wilson. Unfortunately, right here we're running around with Russell Wilson. Not really able to do much. We saw Circle freeing up at the end of that play. I think that was Moss, but we weren't able to do anything. 3rd and 14, we end up taking off. He leaves the running lane wide open, and we barely get it. Probably inches past the 1st down marker, but we ain't going to kneel it. We end up running shoot clock, of course. I didn't want to give this guy time if I don't get, if I don't get the stop or don't get the 1st down. But right there, Doug Baldwin does get his 2nd touchdown of the day. So I'd say this is a pretty successful gameplay with Doug Baldwin. He has a couple touchdowns, about 8 receptions, I think 7 or 8. So I was pretty happy with the way this gameplay turned out. Obviously, this dude was a little bit salty about everything, but you know what? Whatever, man. We're all salty. We all know this game is bullshit, but, this dude seems like one of those guys that would just continue to talk, and anything that didn't go his way, he would send you a message about. So those guys are pretty annoying, and I got to be honest, it was a little bit annoying seeing him messaging me pretty much throughout the game. But anyway, I did hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to leave the end of this video going so you guys can check out Doug Baldwin's stats. But other than that, I did hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, Dangerous Army, I'm out.